All right, welcome to the Global Channeling Practice. It is February 22nd, 2023, and we are going to get started with some light language in a moment.
Hete he hana kisiti hata hoto. He hata hana hata kini hata. Yasa ata hahakuta hahana. He ata hata tututi ata kanaki kisisi ata do. He hana na karakariki. Yeshita ata hakake. Good night na kiata. Namaste.
Namaste. Beautiful.
Namaste.
And are you asking for the translation?
Yes, I am. I just thought about it before I started.
Woohoo!
I'm just gonna let it go. We came here to give a little bit of high toning and some joy to the group so that you could be smiling and happy as you do your challenge sessions, which we all love to watch and love to be part of. And thank you so much for being here and for us being here. Namaste. It's just really short.
Namaste. Perfect.
Beautiful. Mara shutia kuri kia amura maya turia shutiaka ashura ita turiara kuria tia. Embrace all the experiences. Ashira tiramara turiara. Embrace everything. Ashura ira kuri tiara with love and light. Ashuri tiramara tiriara kuriara. Dance in the wind. Ashuriara tiri kiri chiritara turia. Dance in the rain. Ashuriara mara tiriara. Don't give, don't care. I was about to say something. Like don't care, don't have a care in the world. Ashuri mara tiriara kuriara. Be you. Ashuriara tiriara. Be light. Ashuriara kiriara. Be love. Aturiara, dwell, Aturiara, Miria, Maratiriara, dwell in love and light. Ashurara, Turiara, Kuriara, you are so loved. Ashuriara, Maratiri, Kiriara, Ashuria, Shuriara, Turia. In love, always is right and always is light. Kurimara, Shuriara, Turiara, we love you. Blessings. Much love and light. The Arcturians, we were again.
Oh my gosh. I was like, while you were channeling, I was hearing like I was channeling your channeling, like how you're sounding.
Yeah.
The turiata, kuriata, that kind of sound. I was hearing that in my head. And then I heard the Arcturians. And then I was like, wait, is it my intention to channel the Arcturians? Like, why am I hearing the Arcturians? And then when you said that you're channeling them, I was like, oh, that makes sense. They're here. And then, I mean, I did call them in a little bit with, with the clearing that we did beforehand when we were grounding with using the Archangel Michael mandala. So
very cool. They're here.
So yeah, interesting. Do you want me to do light language next? Or you want
of course.
Sure. You can go first, and then I'll go.
Okay.
Either or. Go together.
Yeah. We could have a conversation together if you like.
Okay.
Very cool.
Oh, I just heard the white lions were like, white lions! Ito tuwira na it granier to huira pahira ka ranier it granara it gritni dictiara pahrutna niro to rit tatakira pahuru aretna turu. The sound wants to be deeper than it is. This is me editorializing. The sound wants to be deeper than what it's coming out, but they know I can't hit the low tones that the Lyrans like to actually project in, but they're willing to work with me. We are blessed indeed to be here with you today. It is our excitement and highest joy to do joint channeling. We won't interpret. We'll just go ahead and go back and forth in conversation, and then maybe throw out some keywords as we do this practice, which this should be fun. Thank you.
Tosia kika sukuto itia ukua ite titia kuto sikita ukua ite te kuto tuya sikito kuka sikita tuto ikia Yasi o kutu ye te katia o tu ki a ye ki tuku. Yasi a kua ye tuku tuta ya ye tiki ta tu tuta tia kutu tu kia ki a ka o tu ye tia ye. Ye tuku ye ni ku e tu e ki ka we are the walk. Tukutu ye te kitia kutu. Yeah, you go from the Syrian collective. Sukutu ya ye tuku tutu ye kia kutu ye kiku. Hasia ki tuku ye hiku. Yeah, ye cool. We bestow our great blessings upon you. Sukutu ya tukutu tutu ye kia kia tuku. Yes, Ikia, thank you for inviting us. Tukuta ye titi tukutu ye titi kutu titi kuku hua ye tiki ya kutu titi ye kua. Yes, Sikutu ye tita kakita ye tutu ye kiki sukutu. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, Ikuto, we are blessed to make all of your acquaintances. Tukuto, haya tutu, for those that we have yet to meet. Tukuto, tiku, that will watch this later. Sukuto, titeku, titeku, tutu, yasi, kutu, tuku, tutu, kiaya tu, hazia, kia, kiaya tu, tia, kia, yasukutu, kiaya tu, titi, kia, sukutu, Yasiaku, yatia, iwitu, tuku, we extend our healing blessings to you. Sukutu titi, tukutu, yasika, and embrace you with our love. Sukutayati, kutuku, titikia, yutu, we are a peaceful race. Sukututu, yasia yuku, tuai, and can help bring you into greater harmony. Sukutuku, ayati, tititu, sukutiakutu, yaziakutu, yakia, tuku, and help let your emotions flow. Sikitia kutu if you are feeling they are blocked. Sukutoto ya tetikia. Sukutoto ya kiti tiki. Sukuto ya tokuto ya tetitu yakia. Sikatoto ya tetitia. Sukutoto. Ikite ya hiti. Azakata ya to. Isakatoto. Iti koto. Yazio kota haya tototo ya sia koto ya itia. Yeah, we are still getting used to your language. So kutuhehaya tututuyeketia kiasia yaku kia yaku. We're much more telepathic than you are currently. So kutuhehaya titi usayaka, but you are learning. So kutakia tututuyayaka hasaka haya tututuyaki sukututoya titi kotututoya.
This toning is reminiscent of the ET sounds in your beloved movie, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. And this toning is similar to the experience there, where they were communicating back and forth with sounds to start an electrical conversation. The toning that we just provided to you is to also create the similar resonance within your field. This is beneficial to those who are looking to increase their frequencies, their awareness to higher consciousness. As you are pulling in these higher consciousness fields, much more of the energies that will be transmitted to you will be in sound tones versus words. And as you become more acclimated to hearing these sounds, you may hear these tonings happening within your ears. Some of you may be considering it as a sound of ringing in the ears. This is usually your indication that your frequency level is changing, that the frequencies around you are increased, that the energies are higher. Of course, this is a note that sounds like it is on repeat, as you have heard for year over year over year over year. But that is because we are growing year over year over year over year. We do not stagnate. We continue to reach out, branch out further and further. And as we branch out to our brothers and sisters within the galaxy, we are looking forward to the human collective reaching its humanity award, so to say, with its capability of joining the galactic councils and teams. Those of you who are steps ahead of others, not saying that this is better or worse, it just is where you are. It is a fact of the now, that as you are channeling and connecting into these higher frequencies, that you will be sensing these energies more than those who are not listening or tuning into their bodies. But they will catch up eventually. There is another story that is known to many who are raised within the Christian teachings of Jesus, where he tells the story of everyone out in the field working, and some began early in the morning and worked from dusk till dawn. And then one of the workers came and only came at the last hour. He only worked 1 hour. And when wages were paid out, all received the same wages. And then there were many within the field who said, "What is this? Why did this man earn the same wage as us when we've been slaving and working all day, and this one just came, and yet he gets the same reward?" It will be similar to this story. There will be those of you who have been doing this type of work for 20, 30, 40 years, the entirety of their lives. Those who have just come on for the last 2 to 3 years, and those who will have just awakened right before the ascension. So as these changes come, it doesn't matter truly where you are within your state of being. Just accept your divineness in the state of the now, and however you are channeling or connecting, any learning and growth that you can continue to do is beneficial. The important part is to enjoy your connections, enjoy your learnings, enjoy your readings. These are how we would like you to continue to develop. So we hope you enjoy the tonings and this teaching that, again, probably sounds like it is on repeat. Many blessings to you. I'm hearing this is Paul Harvey and good day.
What? Maybe his higher self?
When you said that, I got the chills.
That is what I heard. I was like waiting to be like, because a lot of times I'll like, especially I'll do light language and then channel, and then I'll hear who it was. Sometimes they're like, we don't want you to know. So it's kind of like just
No,
like,
but they,
it just feels like you're just like
yeah.
nothing. And so I'll
They
be
can
like,
do-
okay, I didn't get a name. And then other
That-
times I'll hear like somewhere in the channeling, like with the Arcturians, I'll hear the Arcturians. And so, and then this time I heard nothing until the very end. And then literally that's what I heard. This is Paul Harvey and good day.
I get that's them being funny, you know, like resonating with human being. Like
That's cute.
they can be very funny, you know, like they can be hilarious.
Hey, when I did the blessing, did you get any idea of who was coming through? Anybody?
For you?
For me? Okay.
I wasn't pushing for it because you said you were connecting, so I didn't think. And I also did not hear, because like I said, sometimes I will telepathically, like I'll hear their name.
Okay.
And the
No
Arcturians
biggie.
are still with us today. So, okay, so you're channeling first, right?
No, I chickened out. No, I'm kidding. I chickened out. No, I'm just kidding. I got chills. Okay, I'm going to go into my little spiel. I
Yeah,
have an
go for
idea
it.
who may be coming through. They've been asking for her.
Who, Delia, did you say?
Delia. I was going to say Mary Poppins as a joke, but I didn't do it.
And that's your higher self, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greetings. I am Delia. How is everybody today?
Greetings.
Wonderful.
Greetings.
Very
Welcome.
good. The energies have been high and hot today.
Hold on just a
Yes.
second.
And
Okay, go ahead.
yesterday. Oh, I said
Yes.
the energies have been high and hot. Yes, today, yesterday, the day before that, the day before that.
Been very high lately.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I know Barbara the other day was feeling the swinking, as a matter of fact. Her body on one day was like just kind of not there. The next day, her mind, her upper brain part felt heavy and different. And she was joking, she was probably getting a download or something. So I don't know if that was part of the energies for her or not. I'm thinking it was. It's just she doesn't understand sometimes when she gets those feelings. So anyway, it is I, Delia. Hold on just a second. Barbara's now starting to get a little nervous.
No nervousness needed. Just give us a message.
Blah, blah, blah. Let's start all over again. No, this is Delia. So how is everybody tonight?
Thank you for
Doing
bringing
good.
humor amongst us and laughter. Thank you.
It is fun to have humor and laugh. It brightens the spirit up. So any messages? I have a message for you that it is starting to look really bright on Mother Gaia. It's starting to look like the sun is shining in her favor lately. And ascension is going very well. There seems to be more people, as you know, opening up, which is a real blessing for all of us and for all of you. So things are moving around as they should, slowly but surely, but they will get there. We are very happy up here, and everybody is doing so good down there with their energies and stuff, especially this group. So that is all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Was that Paul Harvey that came through for my message? Or was that my higher self being humorous? Or maybe Jesus, he pops in every now and then.
Yes, I'm kind of like a little chippery kind of being. Not so much like Grendel, but a little chippery.
Oh, very fun.
So you have any questions, or is there anything else you'd like to know, or anything you need?
We would like, if you would like to share some messages for each and everyone, including Barbara herself, starting with Barbara.
Go ahead, say that again.
If you have any messages for all of us, including Barbara herself.
Well, all of you are doing great, as you know. It's such a pleasure to be here when you're channeling and doing your blessings, because it really raises the energy very high, which we also raise the energy very high on our end to bring it more powerful. I shouldn't say powerful, but to bring it up more in a spiritual realm. And it is such a blessing to have all those blessings that everybody give out to the whole universe, to the world, to the planet, because it does help in many ways that people are not aware of, their blessings, their prayers, etc. So all of you are doing good. And for Barbara, she's doing good. She's starting to feel more confident with her channeling, more at ease, but she still questions as always. She always questions everything, not everything lately, but she still questions, but she's starting to feel confident and more sure of herself, especially channeling with Virgos lately. She's starting to feel him when he's around, which is really making her happy, because she's starting to grow more. She's starting to move forward more, and being able to relax and to really focus on what she's doing before. Then she's really happy with that because she, like I said, she's starting to feel things. And like she said, she's starting to feel things. She's starting to see things. She's starting to feel different in many ways. So it's a blessing for her. It's a blessing for us to be able to come through her so that we can give our messages and also talk one-on-one with her. She's always there ready to talk, but sometimes she doesn't hear because she's focused elsewhere. But she's learning. She's learned a couple of things this week by channeling what she can do instead of sitting there waiting for the person. She said something, then it's automatically they reply back, and that kind of surprises her because she's so used to waiting for a few minutes for something to come through or somebody to come through. And then when she starts to hear somebody, she gets excited and she starts talking, and she gets really excited about that. And I forgot where I was going with this. So anyway, that's okay. I was going to describe something to you that she talked about yesterday that she's noticed with her channeling right now. What was it? Something to do with when she channels to focus in the present moment instead of in the now time, the present moment. Does that make sense?
In the present moment versus being in the now of the present?
Yes, being in the now of the present moment.
And being in the now makes it easier to connect.
Because being in the now, being at the moment, helps to not think of things in the past or the future. You're not worried about anything troubling you if you're in the moment, because you're in the present moment. At this time, there's really no problems going on when you're in the moment. Does that make sense?
Yes. Beautiful. Susan, did you have anything?
Let's see. Is there, I guess, any messages for the growth of my spiritually based business this year and my Etsy shop and channeling events, etc.? Or any
Can you
advice?
say that again, please?
Here, out louder. Is there, I guess, any advice or information about growing my spiritually based business this year and my Etsy shop?
I would say grow it because it's only going to be more and more opening up to more clients, and it will grow. Probably it's slow first, but once you see other avenues of growing it more, then it will boom. I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. It's getting hard for me, guys. This is Barbara. It's like my ego wants to come through. So I'm going to stop here.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, usually I do really good with the back here, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like she's
You
still
just have
there.
to say, ego, my amigo, wait your turn.
I tell my ego to go sit in the corner and just
Pick
observe.
a number.
Yeah. And I call on, I usually ask, for Mother, Father, God to keep the messages pure and free of my ego, and to keep my ego out of the messages. So I usually I ask for help. Yeah.
I pray, but I forgot to tell the ego to stay away.
Yeah.
That's funny. But you know what's interesting? You were saying that you found yourself like connecting much more readily with Dahlia and with Spirit Coast. And I have found myself having like a conversation with Razio like all day today. I started doing this new recommendation. I was watching Athena Collective. What is it? Athena and Truth. She has a video out where she's talking about using an object for your higher self. And so her recommendation was to sit in meditation for 15 minutes and ask for an object to be used to represent your higher self. And then you'll see an image or you'll hear something. So for me, I glanced an image and then but I heard it. I heard what it was. And I was like, oh, I know exactly what that is. And I thought, okay, well, I didn't even like it came immediate, like it wasn't 15 minutes. I'm like, I didn't even start my meditation and like, I'm already getting what it is. And so I'm like, well, is that right? And so I was kind of questioning myself, like, did I get what I was supposed to have? And then all of a sudden I was like having a conversation with myself about why don't you trust yourself? You know that this is the information that you got. You know that I'm giving you this information as to what to use. And then, and so anyway, so then I had this self conversation, you know, tell me about how the information that is, you know, that I'm getting is truthful, and that, you know, I'm always asking for my messages to come through purely. And so why wouldn't it come through purely, especially if it's my own higher self? So why aren't you trusting yourself? So anyway, so I went through that, and I spent maybe 3 to 5 minutes with that. And I was like, fine, okay, I got the object. Okay, so now you have the object. And then what you do is you can use this object to help you to remove pain, and then you can also use it to assist you with manifesting. But the way to use it removing pain is it represents your higher self. So you would talk to it, whatever it is. So say, for example, you know, your object is a stone. So you would take this stone and, you know, you would go get it. So first you perceive it, and then you bring it into reality. So now you have your stone. So maybe you saw rose quartz, maybe you saw a coin, maybe you saw, you know, a necklace, you know, whatever it is that you saw. So you have your stone, and then you've got it. And now this is your higher self. And you say, okay, higher self, help me to discover the emotion related to the pain in my body that I want to remove. And so say, for example, you've got knee pain or hip pain. So pain is typically, what she was saying, associated with emotions that are anxiety, anger, or sadness. Related to those three is what she said. And so that helps you to start. So say you're having knee pain. So maybe you have anger that you don't have the ability, maybe financially, to do all the things you want to do. And so that pain is being held in your body, in your knee. So you recognize it, and the emotion is, the emotion would be like, you know, sadness that I don't have the ability to, you know, do all the things I want to do. And so, or maybe it's anger, maybe something happened to you, you know, through divorce or separation or something like that, where you're, you know, maybe your finances have changed. And so, so there's anger that's associated with that. And so then what you want to do is you want to express the emotion to its fullest. Like maybe your first thought is like, you hear your knee saying, well, it's anger related to not being able to do things. So then you want to write it out more fully, you know. Why are you angry? Like express it out, like write out a nice paragraph or sentence, or just like build it out so that you can fully understand what this pain is associated with. And then you just ask the object, you say, I don't want to feel this pain expressed in my body anymore. Remove it from my physical body. I don't want to feel it anymore. And then you can start out by giving your number, like your pain number, like rate it like a 1 to 10. How much pain are you having? So, and then you rate it, and then you do this twice a day, where you say, you know, I'm having pain in my knee. It's related to the emotion of blah, 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 is the feeling and emotion behind what I'm feeling. And I want you to release this. I don't want to hold this pain, this emotion in my body anymore. And then you do that twice a day. Do it for a week. And then see where your pain is at the end of the week. And then that's her recommendation. But it's Athena in truth. So again, I'm summarizing. I took notes. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. So I started it yesterday, and today was day 2, and my pain is actually reduced. It's like, I would say yesterday I would have given it like a pain number of 8. And today I would give it a pain number of 6.5, maybe 7. So I'm like, oh, this is very good. I like this, because especially when you go to really delving into the emotion, not just, you know, I feel sad, I can't do anything. You can elaborate, you know, and as you build it out and elaborate, then I remember that as I was like writing down, expressing, you know, what this feeling and emotion was, that I could, you know, because you know how we're always talking about, oh, you're yawning out. you know, that we tend to yawn, right? All of a sudden you're yawning and you feel that energy moving through your body. And so a lot of times that's how it's expressed and released. And so as I was writing it out, I was yawning and I felt very tearful a couple of times. And I was like, am I gonna cry? What is happening right now? You know, so the emotion does come up to be released. And so then your body and your body element is then allowing it to not be held within your field anymore. And so a lot of times what happens, so say you're having pain in your knee, but then you're also having like, you know, pain in your arm. Maybe it's, you know, like your shoulder or your elbow or your wrist. And when you ask, you might hear the same pain. It might be that same pain of, oh, I feel sadness over not being able to do the things I want to be able to do. And so, and what's happening is your body is really good at, if you're not listening to it the first time when your knee started hurting, then it says, well, she didn't hear me there. So let me get her in her wrist. Let me get her in her elbow. Let me get her in her neck. Let me get her in her back. Is she going to listen to me? Like the more I start to give her pain, will she start to like find out like, what is this emotion that needs to be released? Or he, as the case may be. And so you might be asking your elbow, oh, my elbow's really been hurting me. What's happening? Okay, what is this emotion associated with this pain? And then you'll hear again, it's the sadness over not being able to do the things you want to do or whatever it is. I mean, I'm just making that one up. That's not what mine was. But, and then same thing. Oh, my wrist is hurting. What is that pain? Oh, it's the sadness. And so then when you realize, okay, then, you know, that I'm releasing this pain from my body, from the different areas of my body, in my knee and my elbow and my wrist, and then do that over the course of the 7 days and then see where you're at. So I guess down the road, I'll give you an update on how things are going. But it's interesting because for me, my pain is actually in my right shoulder. And I don't know, you guys probably see me all the time, like wiggling around in my back. So last summer it was Kundalini, but now it's been, you know, this like shoulder pain has been hurting me. And before Mount Shasta, it was like this pain in my back, in the middle of my back. But now the shoulder pain, it's really like reduced, but then it's shifted. So the energy shifted and now I feel it kind of across my shoulders, you know, instead of in the center of my back, it's now like across my shoulders. So when that energy gets released, then you'll start to, well, if you feel the energy that way, it'll start to transition through your body as it exits out your field. So, so don't be like, oh, well, I didn't have a pain in my shoulders before, like my upper shoulders, like, why is that there now? So realize that if that's happening, or maybe it moved down to the hip, maybe it's moving downward to be transmuted through the ground versus up out through the crown. So you don't know how the energy is going to dissipate, and it could come out to the shoulders and then move out into your field and then go out that way. So you just don't know how the energy is going to dissipate. But just realize that if you are feeling, you know, these energies moving through your field, that is what's happening. So I guess in a few more, I don't know, next week when we're channeling again, we'll see where I'm at. I'll give you an update.
Well, that session you did with me a couple of weeks ago or a month ago really helped me, did take me through all those steps.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's interesting how you think that like what you're experiencing is related to, you know, one thing and then it's something completely different.
You know, also I noticed these past few days, I've been like, I want to cry. So I think Susan mentioned something about, or somebody mentioned something about the energies being high.
Yeah.
Could that be me releasing emotions, which I thought, all I said is I'm just releasing emotions. So
yeah,
a part of me wants to hold it in, but I said, let it go. I release it. It's no longer for my highest good. I just let it go. I've always held things in all the time. So
yeah, no, you really want to let it go, because when you're holding any energy like that in, even like the whole, like you could be closing up your throat chakra. So for example, maybe somebody said something to really piss you off, and instead of you going, you know, that hurt me that you said that, and that pissed me off. And not that you're maybe not trying to have an argument, but if you don't say that and you kind of swallow it in, you down the road, you could be having a lot of like neck aches and, you know, headaches. And that'll be related to the fact that you've been, you know, holding your words in and closing your throat off. And so you're like self-blocking your own throat chakra. So releasing that emotion and letting it go. And then, you know, and then just ask for love and light to come back in after you've had any kind of an emotional release. But better to, you know what? Shrek said it the best, better out than in. Ata narakun naratairiti kahayama. Ke atatahuyana mahiyana kahirataha. Ko yana ra haira kaha anaho ko yana ha apahina ha ya kahayana ho yana ha pahina ha to yana mahira data yana ha kaha ko yana hayana mahayana kahayana ho kayana ha ay papapuyan na kahiyana ko yana mahayana na kaha to yana rapahira na kahiyana na hakayo mamamira pahira ko yana ira o mamabira data kuira nara ho yana mara. We are connecting to you from the elemental realm with these various tonings. Kahayana mahirato. We bring the indigenous peoples. Kianara pahoyana mahina kaha. Kahina mahira kahina mahirata weaho aha. We are the Elemental Realm Collective, and we want to thank you for those of you who have been very conscientious over the recent changes to your earth. As Gaia has been releasing and moving herself into higher energies, we are assisting her along with the galactics, those of the Arcturian, the Pleiadian, the Syrian races, amongst others, who have been working to assist the beings with the changes in the earth. Thanking the light workers for their prayers, for sending their light and their love to not only the human beings who have left the planet, but also to those who are going through changes and loss and their own reset. The difficulty in these resets are, of course, the people that are going through these experiences of loss, of no longer having what they are used to having. And as the world of human beings, as a collective, watch from the sidelines if they are not directly involved. Some may feel to go to the scene, and others will simply connect in and send their love in the astral, or during their meditation, or during their dream time. Where they will sit in prayer, in prayerfulness, to connect in to the more that is, to the all that is. As these energies change and shift, the vibration of the planet changes and shifts. And so as a reminder, we ask you to keep those beings that you think of only as beings within your fairy tales in mind, thanking them for their help, or joining them with sending love and healing. Although there are a few places that are currently at the top of your minds, the earthquake in Turkey and Syria, and the train incident in Ohio. There are, of course, always these types of things going on around the world. And anything that is affecting your world affects the galactic realms. And therefore, your love and your light is always a requirement. And we appreciate your willingness to share it and to give it. And as you are sending out your blessings, they are being received, they are being heard, and they are appreciated. You will notice as these vibrations increase in frequency, that your ability to connect into the elemental realms will also increase. Your abilities to see auras, to connect in with the fairies and the gnomes, water sprites, the sylphs, the salamanders, and some may even see the dragons, but very few. This typically is left for your dream time. Call on the unicorns, ask for their horns to join with your energy as you bring in the light of all that is into your energy fields and into your chakras, to shine their healing from their horns. If you feel inclined to a particular ray, you may ask for that unicorn to assist you, whether it is a crystalline unicorn, a rainbow unicorn, a unicorn of white light, a unicorn of the green ray or the blue ray, and even the black unicorns offer their assistance. As we have been connecting with this body for most of the day, there has been much feeling of illness, and similar to when the Hopi came, that sensation of being sick to the stomach and just wanting to lay down to regain one's composure. pushing through it is courageous and brave. But at the same time, if it is too overwhelming, it is acceptable to lay down and attend to the body, its physical needs. Many of you may be experiencing the sensation of wanting to eat less. This is because as your frequency is higher and lighter, your body also wants to be lighter in response. How we may assist you today?
Do you have a message from my gnome family or any other elemental beings that live within my home or around my area, like the tree beings or the brownies or the tree elves?
Reach out to the beings that are in your area to collectively work with you as you are most in tune with them. Similar to working within the group as you do with your channeling group. When your energies are together, they are stronger. So simply invite them to join you with any healing work that you do. Trust that just because they are not reaching out to you directly, that doesn't mean that they aren't there. It is more than likely you're currently residing more within your physical reality versus being in your now moment that prevents you from connecting with them purely all the time. The more that you're able to find yourself in your now moment is where the benefit of connecting in more thoroughly will be produced.
And do you have an individualized name as a spokesperson for the Elemental Collective?
The central sun.
That is who is speaking right now as the
Yes.
spokesperson? The Galactic Central Sun.
And prior to your requesting for spokesperson, I was getting ready to advise you, you being whoever is listening, you, to connect in as you connect in with your earth to the energies of the central sun. Or if you want to use the extended name of the Galactic Central Sun, this is forthright and forthcoming. Also to tap into your moon energies and to reach out further and more frequently to the constellations. These heavenly bodies are in conjunction with Earth and her presence within the terrarium of this universe. And it would behoove you to be conscientious about these connections. Create a chart. Find a website or a means to learn more about these heavenly bodies within your galaxy. Many are familiar with the North Star, or perhaps the constellation of their birth. Simply reaching out to these constellations will be the beginnings of your own development within your own higher consciousness. And as you are developing your own higher consciousness, you have access to more of the unlimitedness of who you are trying to remember and become. And so as you are remembering, therefore you are.
Beautiful, thank you. Do you have any message for Wendy? For whatever inquiries she may have in her mind?
She already knows her answers, and yet she seeks. Sometimes it is for the sake of communication with the channeler wanting to work on their channeling and having a question answered when she has already deciphered the puzzled message. But as other channelers will sometimes tap into a level of consciousness that she did not access, this is enjoyable for her, which of course keeps the vibrations high, and so she will play along with this game. We advise you all to continue to doing for this group what you have been doing. Do not chastise yourself for not being where you think you should be. Do not judge yourselves for any limitations that you may have placed on yourself in disbelief or doubt. Simply be in the joy of the gift that you've already discovered and the level that you are currently at. And your next level will appear so easily and freely. It is already there waiting for you to claim these gifts of the universe. Stay out of reach, primarily due to self-limitations. And as you open your conscious minds to the all that is, higher information and confirmation of what you seek is truly at your fingertips, as you are the creators of this divine world. So love yourself, forgive yourself, be hopeful, and continue to create. I send my golden ray to you through the pyramids. You may connect in with them in your dream time. Put your intent for the healing that you wish to receive or the message. And this information will flow to you. And the healing that you are seeking will flow to you in your belief of its truth. Nara kara hara ta hukuru tuhu amakahira ta hauru tuhu kara nara. Atara kara ha, anara kara, atura kuru hora nara taraka, atara kara nara hara ta hora nara kara ta, atahira nara ta kahira ta pohuya nara. Mother Mary sends her blessing. Akahia nara tahira tuhiya na bahira ta kahia na nahira na. Koe nara pahira tahina kahia tuhiena mahina nai kai tata tuhiena mahi. Hey, 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 hey. Wahina hakahuia na maana hakatira tu utuhia na maahaya na kahi paka uia na maata ku uira maata hira ku tu u maata tahia na mai ti ia kahia ka oia paena ti akahia pohuia na ahia tato u ti taapaka. Our blessings to you, and we hope that you accept the blessings of the others that wanted to join in and send you their blessing in light language. Please receive these in your open heart with willingness and careful joy. Our love to you.
Much love.
I was kind of like hearing like the rain, and like in my head I was like hearing the rain and the wind and like having that sense of the earth, like being inside the earth. And
Wow.
like before I started channeling, when Susan was leaving, I was feeling very like sick to my stomach, and I was like, oh man, that's like
Yeah.
the Hopi Collective all over again. So yeah, it was intense. And I'm still feeling a girding happening, so the energy is, and I'm belching and yawning, so the energy is still around me.